Welcome to another tarot-inspired yoga class. So today's card I'm super excited about. It's one of the major arcana and it's one of my favorite cards. So today's tarot card is Strength. So before we get started, I just want you to think about this question. What comes to mind right away when you hear the word strength? Just the first thing that pops in your head. What comes to mind when you think of the word strength? What's the visual there? So if you've got your answer, maybe it's the answer that most of us have, which is you imagine a physically strong person, maybe one of those gym bros that have huge biceps, lifting barbells over their head, like the biggest, beefiest guys you can imagine, right? I think that's what comes to mind for most of us, and there's totally nothing wrong with that. That is definitely a visual of strength. But it's a little different than what our tarot card has in store for us today. Now, certainly there's nothing wrong with physical strength. I'm a yoga teacher. I love to add in physical strength to my yoga and to my weightlifting. Physical strength is really useful and can be really nice to incorporate into your daily life. But it's not the only aspect of strength, right? So if you've never seen the image on the tarot card for strength, let me describe it for you real quick. The visual image on there is of a woman with a lion. And this woman isn't like tackling this lion down to control it. She is controlling it, but she's not using brute strength to do so. In any of the versions I've seen, she's kind of gently leading it in a certain direction. She has a really calm expression on her face. She's definitely not physically struggling this lion to the ground. And I just find that so interesting, especially that the image of strength is actually an image of a woman, which I feel like the general population does not see women as the image of strength, right? So the tarot card strength is less about that physical strength and more about the inner strength. So the mental fortitude, the emotional strength, and really the idea of self-control, patience, compassion. That stuff takes a lot of inner strength. So if you think about maybe the last time you argued with someone, maybe someone you love, who you don't want to hurt, but when you're in the middle of an argument, it can be really easy to want to give in to that impulse to say something mean or try to prove them wrong, right? But when you give in to those animalistic impulses to just attack someone, it can really hurt your relationship in the long run, right? So in that instance, the strength there is that inner strength of self-control, compassion for the other person, and just patience, listening to their side, trying to understand how you can come into common ground. That is strength. So if you think about all the things that take inner strength, our interpersonal relationships, maybe our fears. If you have a lot of fears in your daily life, it can take a lot of inner strength to conquer those things, really face them head on, to have that self-control, to not give into the impulses that can be destructive. It takes a lot of practice and cultivation of that power deep within us that we already have. We just need to tap into, right? We all have that inner strength to take the version of our lion and gently guide it in the direction we want it to go. So chew on that for a little bit. But we're going to embody the culture of the strength card with a vinyasa flow, one that has been fun for me to come up with because there are going to be a lot of components of strength, but it's that quiet kind of strength. The quiet kind where we're maybe moving slightly slower through our transitions, cultivating that inner strength to stay where we are and feel the power within us before moving on. So I hope you enjoy. Please grab 2 blocks if you've got them, place them at the top of your mat, and of course, any other props you might want to use, a blanket for under your knees whenever we're kneeling, a bolster, whatever strikes your fancy, whatever you know you like to use in your daily practice. And of course, we're going to be cultivating strength, but remember to pay attention, close attention to what your body needs today. If you want to skip something, change something into something different, the power is yours. I'm your teacher and your guide. I'm not your drill sergeant, so take what I give you and make it your own today. Beautiful. All right, I think we're ready to start moving. So if everybody can meet here on the mat with me, we're gonna do a cat and cow in a slightly different position today. So you can sit down on your mat, feet planted, knees bent. So the feet are planted almost mat width distance. So pretty wide today. Let me turn towards you. Pretty wide legs, knees out to the sides, and hands on the knees. Kind of draw your torso up. Nice long back body here. So we're in our seated position, feet nice and wide. Inhale, open the shoulders, draw the chest forward. Maybe it's a small little movement, that's okay. Just feel the arch in the back. Inhale. And on the exhale, round through the back. Tuck the chin towards the chest. Puff the back body out towards the back wall. Inhale, open the shoulders, draw the chest forward. Exhale, push and puff, chin towards chest. Keep moving with your own breath. Inhale and exhale. Maybe you start to feel it in your hip flexors. Maybe you don't. Just see how it feels today. A little different cat and cow. Moving gently, slowly, feeling the different positions in your body. One more time each way. Inhale and exhale. Meeting back towards the neutral spine. From here, we're going to do some hip openings. So keep your hips where they are. Keep your feet planted. I'm turning towards you so you can see better what I'm doing. So go ahead and let go of the knees. You can always place your hands on the mat next to your hips for a little bit more support. But if you want an extra challenge, you can lift the hands. And what we're going to do is, keeping the feet where we are, we're just going to slowly lower the knees to the right. So we're in kind of a 90 degree position with our knees. And then we just lift the knees back up to center. Maybe using your hands, maybe not. And then lower off to the left. Just feeling that hip opening. Maybe on the outside of the right hip. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower to the right. You might start to walk away from your mat accidentally. That's okay, let it happen. Inhale, lift. Lower to the left. Inhale, lift. Lower to the right. Couple more times. Inhale, lift. And lower. Inhale, lift. And lower. One more time each side. Lift. Lower to the left. Lift. Lower to the right. Beautiful. Little mobility challenge there. If you've scooched off your mat, go ahead and move back towards center of your mat there. And we're gonna lower down to our backs. Hug the knees in towards the body. Maybe make little circles just to loosen up a bit. We're gonna work on our core a little bit before we start. Since we're gonna be using that inner strength, core work can be a big part of that. So go ahead and straighten the left leg down on the mat and keep the right knee tucked in. Maybe even widen out a little bit so the right knee is more towards the armpit. Beautiful. Let go of the right knee. Clasp the hands together, except keep the pointer fingers out. Draw the arms forward. And what we're going to do is these tiny little crunches. Try to keep that right knee as tucked in, as close as it will go. And then we'll just lift the head and do little pulses forward. Use those little core muscles to lift and lower. If your neck gets tired, you can always place one hand behind the neck. Keep that right knee tucked in. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the head. Lower the right foot down to the mat. And we're just going to switch the legs out. So straighten the right leg long. Hug the left knee in. Maybe widen it out a bit so the left knee is moving towards the left armpit. Go ahead and take a break here and just hugging that knee in. Let the left knee go, but keep it where it is. Keep drawing up towards the armpit. Again, clasp the hands together. Keep the pointer fingers out. Draw the arms forward. Lift the head and do little pulses towards the front of the mat. Keep drawing that left knee in. Pulsing. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. Lower the left foot, lower the arms. Maybe straighten both legs, shake them out. Whew. Maybe pound out the hip flexors if those got tight. Mine certainly did. All right, beautiful. Bend both knees. Grab behind the knees. We're going to roll up to a seat. So draw the feet back, roll up the spine into a seated position, cross the ankles, roll over the ankles, and everybody meet in tabletop position. Beautiful. From here, we're going to warm up our hamstrings a little bit. So go ahead and grab your blocks if you want to use them. Step the right foot forward into a low lunge. And just sink into that front hip. On the left side. My low lunge always feels better with hands on blocks, but if you like to put hands on floor, that's certainly allowed. Whatever makes you feel grounded in your low lunge. Sinking forward into the hips. Lengthen up through the torso, crown of the head draw towards the ceiling. And then slowly send the hips back, straighten through the right leg, point the right toes up towards the sky, and fold forward over the right leg. Lengthen the spine forward, out through the crown of the head. Maybe use your left thumb to draw that right hip crease back, left hip crease forward. Working to warm up the hamstrings. Folding forward over the leg. Inhale, lift back up. Moving back to low lunge. And we'll just move one breath each movement, forward and back. Inhale, low lunge. Sink in. Exhale, send the hips back. Half splits, right leg straight. Inhale, low lunge, sink forward. Exhale, send the hips back, half splits. Inhale, low lunge, sink down into it. And exhale, half splits. One more time each way. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, half splits. Beautiful. From here, you just need one block, so move the other block out of the way. Place your block on the inside of the right foot. What we're going to do here is we're going to try to do some hip flexor strengthening by lifting our right foot up and over to the left side of the block and back. So now that we know that, you get to decide how high your block is. Start off with the lowest setting. And then maybe you can work your way up to the second setting. Wouldn't recommend the third unless your hip flexors are super strong, but hey, maybe they are. So I'm gonna start on level 1. From here, inhale, lengthen forward, send the hips back. And from here, either fingertips into mat or into blocks. We're gonna press and puff with the back body. Press, 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 maybe so much that your right foot lifts, woo, and lowers over to the left. It can be a lot on that quad and the hip flexor, but just experiment with it. Now let's go the other way. Inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, push and puff with the back body so much you can lift that right foot up and over. Beautiful. One more time each way. Inhale, lengthen the spine forward. Exhale, press into the mat with the hands, puff the back body, lift over to the left. Now one more time, back to the other side. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, press and puff, lift the right foot over and back. Beautiful. Now, we're gonna do something even more crazy. Move that block out of the way. Now that you've seen how it felt to lift the foot, move it elsewhere. Our next step is we're going to lift the foot, swing it around the back until we meet in bird dog. Now, let me show you what I mean in case you're not familiar with that pose. We're gonna walk the hands on the inside of the right foot. Right leg is still straight into half splits. So, same as before, we're going to lengthen forward, inhale. Exhale, push and puff, lift the right foot, swing it around towards the right and back into our one-legged tabletop, which we often call bird dog. And then swing it around and back, lower back to half splits. Great. So now that you've seen it once, let's do it all together. Press the hands into the mat on the inside of the right foot, right leg is straight. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, press the hands into the mat, push and puff the back body up, lift the right foot, swing it around back, and right leg is behind us. Lower it down to the mat, bring the right knee in. Great job, everyone. We're gonna do all that on the other side. So, grab your blocks if you use them on the other side, and meet me in low lunge with the left foot forward. So sink into that front of the right hip. Lengthen the torso, crown of the head reaching up towards the ceiling. Take a moment, sink into the hips. From here, send the hips back, straighten the left leg. Toes point up towards the sky. Inhale, lengthen the spine forward. And exhale, fold over the left leg for half splits. Maybe take your left thumb into your left hip crease, drag it back. Left hip back, right hip forward. Toes pointing up to the sky. And fold. Waken up those left hamstrings. Inhale, lift up, bend into the left knee. Meeting in low lunge, and we'll do one breath to movement, just flossing back and forth. So inhale, low lunge, sink into the hips. Exhale, send the hips back, fold forward, half splits. Inhale, sink forward, low lunge. Exhale, straighten the left leg, half splits, bow forward. Inhale, low lunge, sink into those hips. Exhale, send the hips back, bow forward, low lunge. One more time each way. Inhale, low lunge. And exhale, half splits, bow forward. Great job. Go ahead and move one of those blocks out of the way. We're gonna do our terrible little half splits lifts with our left leg this time. Now, if you feel like it's harder on one side than the other, you are not alone. Pretty sure it's harder on my left side than my right. Most of us have one leg that is stronger than the other, and that's okay. So take your time to get settled here. Place your block on the inside of the left foot, either on the first setting, maybe the second setting if you want to challenge. I'm going to keep mine on the first setting. Inhale, lengthen forward with the spine. Exhale, press the fingertips into the mat, puff up the back body towards the ceiling, lift the left foot, woo, draw it over to the right. I had to drag my foot across that block, and if that's you, that's okay. Let's go the other way. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, press and puff, lift. Woo, maybe you have to lift your left hand to make that work. I just did that. Perfectly fine. Make space however you need. Let's do that one time each way again. Inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, push the fingers into the mat, puff up the back body, lift the left foot, lower it to the right. Great job. One more time, back where we came. Inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, push, puff, lift, and lower. Great job. Okay, place your block out of the way. We're gonna do that same bird dog movement we did on the left side. So if you'd like to watch me the first time, feel free. If not, go ahead and join me. Hands on the inside of the left foot, still in half splits position here with the legs. Inhale, lengthen forward with the spine. Exhale, push the hands into the mat, puff the back body up towards the ceiling, lift the left foot, swing it around and back, and we land in a tabletop position with the left leg extended. Swing it around the way we came. We're gonna do that one more time just so you can feel it in your body. So set up, hands on the inside of the left foot. Inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, push the hands into the mat, puff up the back body, lift the left foot, swing it back around into our bird dog. Lower the left knee, sit back on the heels. Maybe take a few breaths. I'm already feeling it, but we're almost ready for our flow. So lower the hands back down into tabletop. Tuck the toes and send the hips up and back to downward facing dog. First one of the day, so let's pedal out the heels. Maybe swing the hips side to side. You can shake the head yes, or shake the head no. Loosen up the neck. Any little movements that feel good in your downward facing dog. Make it feel more homey in your body. Settle your movements. Gaze forward at the hands. Lift up onto tiptoes and just slowly tiptoe forward to the front of your mat and meet me in standing forward fold. Maybe widen out the feet a little bit. Slight bend in the knees here. Compress torso to thighs. Maybe grab opposite elbows. Sway side to side in a ragdoll. Lower the hands down to the mat. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Press the palms together. And exhale, arms by the side. Great job. I think we are nice and warmed up, ready for our flow. So we'll go through this a little bit slow the first time, and then we'll speed it up a little bit once you get familiar with it in the second round. So follow me here. Get your props if you want to use them. Meet in Tadasana, mountain pose, feet about hips width distance, arms by the sides, slight micro bend in the knees, and lengthen the tailbone down towards the ground. Feel super grounded in your mountain pose. Draw the crown of the head up towards the ceiling. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, bend through the knees and sit back, chair pose. Lengthen through the tailbone here. Bend through the knees and the hips back. Reach the arms forward. Inhale. Exhale, hands together at heart center. twist to the right and hook the left elbow around the right knee for twisted chair. Sink lower in your chair pose and twist to the right. Use the leverage of the left elbow pressing into the outside of the right knee to twist more towards the right. Take a moment here, twisted chair. Inhale. Exhale, gaze down at the right foot. Lean your weight into the right side and shoot the left foot back so you're in a twisted high lunge. Keep the arms as they are and press out through the left heel. Inhale. On the exhale, slower than you'd like, bend through the left knee and lower down to a low lunge. Unwind the arms, place the left hand down on the mat, reach the right arm up towards the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, sweep the right arm back, down and forward. Inhale, arm circles, nice and slow. Sweep it down, forward and back. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, down, forward and up. Beautiful. Lower the right hand on the inside of the right foot for lizard lunge. Inhale, sink into the hips. On the exhale, start to straighten through the right leg, send the hips back. Lift the toes so the toes are pointing up. Oh, look at this. This looks familiar to what we've been doing. So from our half splits, we're going to do that crazy little bird dog sequence. You can grab blocks to help lift you up on the hands a little bit to give you more space, or keep the hands planted on the mat. Totally up to you. Inhale, lengthen forward with the spine, gaze forward. Exhale, press the hands into the mat, puff up the back body, lift the right foot, swing it around and back into our bird dog. Woo! We did it. Lower the right toes down. Press into the right toes and lift the left knee up. Straighten the left leg back for a one-legged downward dog. Inhale here. Lift the left leg up. Exhale, draw knee to nose and step the left foot between the hands. Walk the feet out onto train tracks. We're moving towards crescent high lunge. So stay up on the right toes here. When you've got your feet super strong, inhale, sweep the arms up. Bend through the right knee and lengthen the tailbone down. Arms up overhead. Clasp the hands together and turn the palms up towards the ceiling. Bend deeply into both knees here. And exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Feel free to readjust the legs. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. One more time. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Unclasp the hands. Send the arms back behind you. Lean forward so all the weight's in the left foot. And then draw the right knee up and forward with your inhale. Clasp the knee in towards chest. Take a breath. And we're moving towards what I call ballet kicks. So clasp the hands underneath the right knee. So the weight of the thigh is pressing into the hands here. Inhale, flex through the foot. Straighten it forward. Exhale, point the toes. Bend the knee. Back where we came. Let's do that again. Inhale, flex. Extend. Exhale, point, bend. Inhale, flex, extend. Exhale, point, bend. One more time here. Inhale, flex, extend. Exhale, point, bend. Now this time, We're going to flex the foot, extend, let go of the hands, point the toes, reach the arms up, keep lifting that right leg up towards the sky, use those hip flexors, and then bend the knee, hug it back in. Beautiful. Right hand on the right knee, left hand can be on the hip here. Open the right hip up towards the right. Lean forward with the torso, reach forward with the left hand. Straighten the right foot back behind you for hovering bird. If you fall, get right back into it. Lean back, landing on the right foot in warrior two. Take a breath. Readjust the feet, readjust your clothes, whatever you need to do here. From warrior two, straighten through the left leg. Tip the arms back for reverse triangle. Inhale. Exhale, lean forward, reach forward with the left hand. Lower the left hand to the shin or to a block. Reach the right arm up to the sky for triangle pose. Breathe here for a moment. Maybe play with that super strength by letting go of the left shin and hovering the left hand. See how that feels. Gather the inner strength. Inhale. Exhale. Fold forward over the legs. Turn the right toes forward. Walk them in a bit for pyramid pose. Inhale, lengthen the spine forward. And fold over the left leg. Beautiful. You're doing great. Can always put hands on blocks, and in fact, grab your blocks if you've got them. We really only need one here, but place one block on the outside of the left foot, maybe a little forward. We're moving towards revolve triangle. So normally triangle, we're open towards the right. So this time we're going to open towards the left. So feet stay where they are, maybe a little bit wider. I find I have better balance when my feet are wider apart in this pose. So our block is on the outside of the left foot, maybe a little bit far forward, depending on your torso length. Right hand down on the block, either on the second setting or the first. Turn the torso towards the left, twisting open, and reach the left arm up to the sky. So my feet are in their pyramid pose position, maybe a little wider, and we're twisting towards the left. Beautiful. Inhale here. Exhale, lower the left hand. Back to pyramid pose, hands on either side of the left foot. Take a moment. And then lean forward onto the ball of the right foot. Plant both hands for a high stance pyramid pose. So same kind of stance as regular pyramid, but we're lifted up on the ball of the right foot. Plant both hands. Think about that pushing and puffing motion we did when we lifted our foot in half splits. We're going to do that again to draw the left foot back to a one-legged downward facing dog. So take a look at me here. Lifting up as high as I can on the back foot. Inhale. Exhale, press my hands into the mat, puff up the back body, and squeegee the left foot back, and lift it up into a one-legged downward dog. From here, opening up the left hip, bending through the left knee, draw the right hand closer towards center, and we're moving towards lowering the left foot, pressing both hips up towards the ceiling, left hand reaches up towards the ceiling. So kind of a reverse tabletop with one hand. Great. Slowly lower the hips down to a seat on the mat, facing towards the back of the mat this time. Grab behind the knees, roll back on the spine, roll forward, maybe a few times here. Gather your momentum until you can land on your feet to stand in forward fold, facing the back of your mat. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, press the palms together. Exhale, arms by the sides. Tadasana, facing the back of your mat. Woo! We did one side. So, from here, we're going to do the same thing on the other side, but crazy, we're facing the back of the mat. But don't worry if you can't see me. Either turn yourself around or give yourself a challenge. Don't be afraid of that little fear that says, what if I get lost? I'm here to guide you. Using that inner strength, get rid of that fear. And we're going to use our inner strength together. So, wherever you are, meet in Tadasana. We're going to go through once again, slowly on this side, and then we'll speed it up. All right? So, from Tadasana, inhale, reach both arms up overhead. Bend through the knees, send the hips back for chair pose. Maybe bend a little deeper this time. Slight lengthening in the tailbone here. Inhale, reach the arms forward. Exhale, press the hands together at heart center. Twisted chair. So twist towards the left this time. Hook the right elbow around the left knee and twist your chair towards the left. Using the leverage of the elbow pressing into the outside of the left knee to twist a little further. Inhale. Exhale, look down at the left foot. Lean all your weight into your left side and shoot the right foot back to a high lunge with a twist. Twisting open towards the left. Inhale. Press out through the right heel. And slower than you'd like, start to bend the right knee. Slowly, slowly, lowering down to a twisted low lunge. Unwind the arms, plant the right hand down on the mat, and lift the left arm up. Inhale. Exhale, slowly lower the left hand down behind you, down to the ground. Sweep it forward. Couple of arm circles. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Sweep it forward. Inhale, one more time. Sweep it down. And forward. And up towards the sky. Beautiful. Plant the left hand on the inside of the left foot. Lizard lunge. Gaze forward. Inhale. Exhale, send the hips back, straighten through the left leg. We're back to our half splits, both arms on the inside of the left foot. Left toes pointing up towards the ceiling. Now we're going to do our crazy little bird dog transition. So inhale, lengthen forward with the spine. Exhale, press the hands into the mat, puff up the back body, lift the left foot, sweep it around, and back to our one-legged tabletop. Lower the left toes, press into the left foot to lift the right shin up off the mat, and send the right leg long up towards the ceiling for a one-legged downward dog. Inhale, right toes point down, lengthen back. Exhale, draw knee towards nose, step the right foot forward between the hands. Setting up for a crescent lunge. So maybe walk the feet out onto train tracks. Stay up on the ball of the left foot here. And when your feet are set, inhale, sweep the arms up. Bend through the left knee. Lengthen the tailbone down for crescent lunge. Clasp the hands together. Press the palms up towards the ceiling. Bend through both knees. And straighten both legs. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. One more time. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Unclasp the hands. Send the arms along behind you. Lean forward with the torso. all the weight into the right foot. Inhale, sweep the right knee up and forward. So we're standing on our right foot. And hug the left knee in. Still facing towards the back of the mat. All right, time for our ballet kicks. So, clasp the hands underneath the left knee. Let the weight of the left thigh press into the hands. Inhale, flex through the left foot. Straighten it forward. Exhale, point and bend. Inhale, flex and straighten. Inhale, point, bend. One more time. Inhale, flex, straighten. Exhale, point, bend. From here, we're going to flex the left foot, straighten forward, point the toes, let go of the thigh, reach the arms up towards the ceiling. Keep lifting that left leg up as high as it will go. Inhale, exhale, bend the knee, hug it in. Woo, working hard. Moving towards hovering bird. So, widen out the knee towards the right, open the hips towards the right, lean the torso forward, let go of the knee, straighten the left leg behind you, reach forward with the right hand, lean back, landing in warrior two, right knee is bent, reach the arms away from center, inhale, straighten through the right leg, tip back with the arms, reverse triangle, lean forward, reach, reach, reach with the right hand, both legs straight, lower the right hand to a block or the right shin, lift the left arm up towards the sky, open the chest up towards the left. Now you can keep your right hand where it is or challenge your strength by letting go with the right hand and simply hovering off the shin. Keep breathing. Inhale. Exhale, lower both hands to the mat, framing the front foot. Walk the left foot in a little bit. Maybe widen the feet for pyramid pose. Inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, fold over the leg. Here's where I should have told you ahead of time to set up your block. So go ahead and grab one block. Place it on the outside of the right foot. And come back to pyramid pose. Okay, we got our block set up. Maybe widen your feet, maybe into the edges of your mat. I find the wider my feet are, the easier it is for me to balance in revolved triangle. So, starting in pyramid pose, fold it over the front leg. Both legs are straight, except for maybe a small micro bend in the front knee here. Lift up halfway. Place the left hand on the block on the outside of the right foot. Turn the torso towards the right and sweep the right arm up. If you feel super unstable here, might be helpful to widen the feet a little bit more. Otherwise, if you stumble and fall, just get back into it. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Frame the front foot with both hands, pyramid pose. And then walk the right hand on, I guess you could keep it on the inside or the outside. Moving towards our high stance pyramid pose. So lifting up on the ball of the left foot. Everything else stays the same. We're again going to push and puff with the back body, pressing the hands in and squeegeeing that right foot back behind you for a one-legged downward facing dog. So inhale, lengthen forward, lift up high on that back foot. Exhale, press the hands into the mat, puff up with the back body, squeegee the right foot back, and lift the right foot up. One-legged downward facing dog. Bend through the right knee, open the hips, maybe scooch that left hand closer towards center. Lower the right foot down, turn the hips up towards the ceiling, right arm reaches up, for a kind of one-armed reverse tabletop. Slowly lower the hips down to the mat. Scooch back towards center. We're going to roll back on the spine, maybe a couple times. Gather your momentum until you can roll forward, land on the feet, lift the hips into a standing forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up, press the palms together. Exhale, arms by the sides. Woo, we made it through both sides. I think we can do that one more time on each side, but with a little less explanation from me, moving a little bit more of a flow, and less pendulations. So, take a drink of your water if you've got one. Maybe shake it all out. Been working hard. Let go of how it went last time. And we're gonna start fresh. Tap into that inner strength. Be patient with yourself. Be compassionate with yourself. Even if it wasn't perfect, you still did it. And you use that strength. So one more time on each side. Maybe slightly faster. Nothing crazy. Starting in Tadasana. Inhale, sweep the arms up, send the hips back, chair pose. Hands towards heart, twist towards the right, hook the left elbow, twisted chair. Look down at the right foot, lean to the right, send the left foot back, twisted high lunge, slower than you'd like, bend through the left knee, and lower down to low lunge. Beautiful. Plant the left hand, reach the right arm up. No need for the arm circles. Lower the right hand down on the inside of the right foot. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, press and puff. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I straightened the right leg. Starting over. Straighten the right leg. Inhale, lean forward. Press and puff with the back body. Lift the right foot, swing it around back. Bird dog position. Lower the right toes, lift the left shin, one-legged downward dog, left leg lifted. Exhale, knee to nose, step forward, crescent lunge. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Clasp the hands, bend through the knees, and straighten just one time. Send the arms back, lean forward. Inhale, sweep the right arm up. Clasp the hands under the knee. Flex the foot, straighten, point the toes, let go of the thigh, reach the arms up, hug the knee in, dial it out to the side, send the foot back, lean forward, hovering bird, lean back, warrior two, straighten through the left leg, reverse warrior, reverse triangle, lean forward and lower. Maybe hover that left hand, triangle pose. Inhale. Exhale, lower, pyramid pose. Frame the front foot, grab your block. Maybe widen out the feet. Right hand on the block. Sweep the left arm up. Revolved triangle pose. Beautiful. Lower the hand down, get rid of the block. Frame the front foot. Lift up onto the ball of the back foot. High stance pyramid pose. Lean forward. Inhale. Exhale, press, puff. Draw the left foot up and back. One-legged downward dog. Left foot lifted. Bend through the left knee. Lower it down. Send the hips up. Reverse tabletop. One hand. Lower the hips down. One roll to get up to a seat. Roll back, roll forward, plant the feet, lift the hips, fold forward. Sweep the arms up overhead, press the palms together. Exhale, arms by the sides. Great job, everyone. Let's do that one more time. On the other side, we got this. From Tadasana, sweep the arms up, sit the hips back, chair pose. Hands together, heart center. Twist towards the left, hook the elbow, twisted chair. Look down at the left foot. Send the right foot back. Twisted high lunge. Slowly lower the right knee down to the mat. Low lunge. Plant the right hand. Left arm up towards the sky. Lower the left hand inside of the left foot. Send the hips back. Half splits. Lengthen forward. Exhale, push, puff. Sweep the left foot back. Bird dog. Lower the toes. Lift the shin. Right foot up and back. One-legged downward dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Step forward. Crescent lunge. Reach the arms up. Clasp the hands. Bend the knees and straighten. Send the arms back. Lean forward. Sweep left knee up. Clasp the hands under the knee. Flex the foot. Straighten. Point the toes. Let go of the thigh. Reach up. Knee in. Dial it out to the left. Send the foot back. Lean forward. Reach forward with the right hand. Hovering bird. Lean back. Warrior two. Straighten through the front leg. Tip back. Reverse triangle. Lean forward. Reach, reach, reach. Lower the right hand down. Triangle pose. Maybe hover the right hand. Beautiful. Lower the hands. Frame the front foot. Pyramid pose. Grab your block. Place it on the outside of the right foot. Lengthen forward. Lift halfway. Left hand on the block outside the right foot. Sweep the right arm up. Twist towards the right. Revolve triangle. Inhale. Lower the right hand down. Move your block. High stance pyramid pose. Lift up onto the ball of the left foot. Plant both hands. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, push and puff. Squeegee the right foot back. Lift the right foot. Bend the knee. Plant it behind you. Send the hips up. Reverse tabletop. One hand. Lower the hips down. Back to center. One roll. Roll back. Roll forward. Plant the feet. Lift the hips. Forward fold. Inhale. Sweep it up. Hands together. And arms by the sides. Woo! Great job, everybody. We made it through both rounds. I am soaked in sweat. So if you are feeling it, I'm right there with you. But I'm so proud of us for using our inner strength and our outer strength, right? We've used it all. So let's do a quick cool down, and then we'll be ready for our reward, Shavasana. So go ahead and widen the feet out on the mat. Toes point slightly out. Getting set up for yogi squat. Bend through the knees. Send the hips down. Hands together at heart center. Use the elbows to press the knees out. And just take a few breaths here. Feel your heart beating. Feel all that heat you've created. We have worked so hard. So take a moment to thank your body for doing all this hard work today. Because you deserve it. Take one hand behind you, and just however you get there, lower down to a seat. Straighten the legs out in front of you. Moving towards a seated forward fold. So if you like to use a strap, go ahead and grab one. Otherwise, inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward over the legs. Grab onto the toes of the feet. And bow the head forward. Take a moment to just breathe in your forward fold. Slow one vertebrae at a time. Lift up to a seat. Lower down to the back body. And hug the knees in towards the chest. Maybe make some circles in one direction with the knees. And circles in the other direction. Beautiful cellular movements. We're going to move towards a supine cow face pose. So let me just demonstrate what this looks like if you've never done this before. There are two options. If supine cow face pose doesn't work for you, you can always do a figure four. So let's start there. Plant both feet on the mat. Cross the right ankle over the left thigh. So right knee is nice and wide out to the side. You can stay with the left foot planted, or lift the left knee and lift the left foot and grab behind the left knee. So this is the first option, which is figure four. For cow face pose, you're going to cross both knees right on top of each other, like you're just casually crossing your legs, and then lift both feet up off the mat, and you can grab the ankles, outsides of the feet, draw both feet out to opposite sides. So it's a bit more of an outer hip stretch, but if this does not feel good in your body, stick with figure four today. So, cow face pose, figure four pose, right leg on top, whichever one you're doing. And just enjoy this lovely outer hip stretch for a few breaths. Slowly let go of both feet. Lower the left foot down and uncross the left leg. Same thing on the other side. So either figure four by crossing the left ankle on top of the right thigh, keeping the right foot planted, or lifting it up and clasping behind the knee with the hands. Or if you want to join me in supine cow face pose, just continue the cross so the left knee is almost directly on top of the right. Lift both feet. You can grab the ankles, outsides of the feet, and just draw the feet out to the sides. Both knees approximately stacked on top of each other. Doesn't have to be perfect. Pick whichever option feels best for your body today. And take a few breaths here. Slowly let go of the feet, lower the right foot down, and uncross. From here, send all four limbs up into the sky for my favorite dead bug pose. No muscular engagement in the limbs here. Just shifting our perspective, sending the limbs up towards the sky, maybe roll through the wrists, roll through the ankles. These tiny little joints have done quite a bit for us today, so it can be nice. Just give them some love. Bend through both knees, hug them in once more, and then we'll set up for our final resting pose, Shavasana. So send both legs out long on the mat, arms by the sides, move any props out of the way that might get into your way, because I want you to take up as much space as feels good to you. So let the feet flop out to the sides, let the arms take up space, grab any props that you might like to use in your Shavasana to make you more comfortable. So a pillow under the head, if your neck is needing some extra rest, You can always roll up a blanket and just prop your neck up with a rolled up blanket. Or if your lower back is looking for some rest, maybe take a bolster underneath the knees to kind of flatten the low back onto the mat. Or any other props that might feel good here. The point is to make you as comfortable as possible so you can enjoy the fruits of your labor. So when you're feeling comfortable, you've got all your props in the right place. Take a few deep breaths in, deep breaths out. Settle into your Shavasana. And we'll stay here for the end of class, just for a few moments, for some quiet meditation. Without moving your body just yet, slowly start to deepen the breath. Come back to your body, to your yoga space. Slowly and mindfully start to wiggle through the fingers, wiggle through the toes, moving through arms and legs, nice and slow. Reach both arms up overhead, stretch from fingertips all the way down to the toes. Bend through the knees and plant both feet on the mat. Maybe sway the knees side to side, gently waking up the body. Keeping the eyes closed, slowly roll onto your side, whichever side feels natural. Using your arm as a pillow for your head. Tuck the knees in towards the body for fetal pose, the pose of rebirth. Taking your time, slowly use the hands and arms to press up to a seated position. Legs gently crossed, hands on knees or thighs, sit up nice and tall. We'll end our class, as always, with one big communal breath, maybe the biggest breath you've taken yet today. So when you're ready, exhale all the air out of the system. Take a deep inhale all the way to the top. Sip in as much air as you can. And exhale, sigh it out. Press the hands to heart center and bow forward to seal your practice. Slowly lift the head and blink open the eyes. Thank you so much for joining me for this beautiful Vinyasa class. I hope you feel super strong today because you tapped into that inner strength, whether you know that consciously or not. You did that today, and that is beautiful. So thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time. Bye, friends.